Hello, hello. Welcome to the Mystery Funhouse. We've got another MT19 match coming up to kick off your weekend. And we have Adresadini versus busterkuri. Let's see if I can say anything about these people. They've definitely both been around for a bit. busterkuri joining for the first time, but has been in the Discord quite a bit, I think, so you might have seen them around. And Adresadini first joining in MT15 and has been in every MT since, it looks like. With 2 wins and 6 losses. We have I think that's a Lizards 2. Yeah, we're seeing a Lizards 2 match, so there's at least one more win in their statistics now. Let's see, Adresadini played Mobius, which is like a platformer on a Mobius strip, but it didn't really do much with that idea, I guess. And also played Sabnek, one of my favorite submissions. It's a very strange action puzzler on the Sharp X68000. busterkuri played Raiga on the Master System. And Out of the Mist, I think that's the ball game where you control the ground. Each of them taking 1 win, 1 loss. That's how we got to Lizards 2 here. And our player's already ready. We can jump right in. Even though I really like this song, but I guess we'll have to move on. Let's have a look at the game. It is X-Bladez Inline Skater. X-Bladez written with a Z, very important. I don't think I've heard of this game, but it looks like it could be funny in a jank kind of way. Should be audio, but maybe there's none on this screen. The other stream here. No, okay, I guess there's no audio on this screen then. We'll have to wait a bit. Alright, but we are ready to start. I think that was another thing I wanted to do. Right, paste pin. I'll give you the paste pin as well. Oh, turns out there's another person not ready, I guess. Okay, well, I guess we have to wait a little bit more. Someone's still setting up. Don't hold up the race, please, if you join. Oh, right, now we're about to start. Three, two, one. Here we go. Let's see what this game is. So the goal says beat all normal stages, which makes it sound like it's not a racing game, I guess. Let's see. The review scores for this are abysmal. Well, that sounds nice. Yeah, I haven't read the pastebin, so I don't know what exactly the goal here is. Is it just getting through? If it's a Tony Hawk kind of deal, then the goal would be to beat enough of the goals, the challenges it gives you, but so far it seems like we're just going somewhere. Pretty linear track. Lots of coins. Maybe I should look at the pastebin. Goal beat or stages, choose tournament, pick a skater. Each lever has a points stage and a race stage. Finish within the time limit with at least enough points to proceed on points stage. Win the race to proceed on the race stage. You do not need to collect any tokens to complete this goal. You cannot turn around and have a limited amount of track to meet the level requirements. You cannot turn around, that's interesting. Busterkuri failed to qualify. Adresadini also failed to qualify. Did not get enough monkey coins, monkey tokens. What was that? I don't know. Interesting. Oh, there's the goal. I think it's at 14,000 points. Okay. How do you get points? Probably from tricks. Yeah, this seems very Tony Hawk-like, like it's trying to capitalize on the popularity of that. It's funny that apparently the review scores for this are so bad that makes it interesting. Maybe I should try this game. But yeah, you can do tricks. I'm guessing you can do combos like a Tony Hawk game. Soul grind, 400 points. It's gonna take about 30 of those, I think, to get the target score. Busterkuri has 4,000 points already, that doesn't sound too bad. There's the finish line already. Busterkuri finishing with about 6,000 points on roughly half, not quite half. Also missed monkey tokens, but they don't mean anything. The pastebin says you don't need the tokens. Let's see how Adresadini is doing. 400 points so far, 1,000 points. Took a fall there. Only a short hop on the rail. Still did 400 points, so I wonder if you even need to stay on the rail for long. Seems like there was already most of the points you're getting from that move. Yeah, it looks like grinding only like increases your score slightly. You might as well just hop on and off, possibly. Both of them quickly restarting. We're seeing a lot of falls so far. Chat saying it might be Kuso. Well, we're not the good game tournament. We're the not exclusively bad game tournament. As long as it's hopefully fun to play and works in the constraints of our races, it should be a game probably. Adresadini 3,600 points. Not getting a lot of points at the moment though. I think he's already over halfway to the goal here. Really wonder how many stages this has so far. Oh, double trick points. Was that from the coin? I'm not sure how Adresadini got that. The multiplayer there. Doing a good spin. Still only 4,000 points of 14,000 requirement. It's like our players will really have to learn how to... Yeah, that says 14,000 points required. Our players will really have to learn how to get more tricks in or chain them better. Let's see, the base pin says you can get a multiplier by doing multiple tricks in one jump, including grinds. Hold jump for a little while to do a higher jump. You jump and release... Okay, it's not so important. Okay, yeah, so the multiplier is probably a very important factor here. Oh, busterkuri combining two tricks. That got about 2,000 points, I think. That's pretty good. It just needs about 7 of those. Which would still make it very, very similar to a Tony Hawk game, I suppose, and I would assume a lot of people are familiar with that. Adresadini approaching the finish line again, 5,500 points. Busterkuri with a very quick restart. Oh, we're already 7 minutes in. How did the time pass so quickly? I guess I've been reasonably entertained by this game. Yeah, I don't know how many stages this game has. But so far it's looking like we might be here for a while. But we've seen busterkuri do a chained trick at least. Adresadini trying some kind of spin or flip trick. Busterkuri, I think, tried the same trick and also took a fall. Looks like grinds are probably a lot easier. Busterkuri doing some tricks, but not really chaining them so far. I wonder if there's like an equivalent to the manual in Tony Hawk, where you can keep your combo while on the ground. What happened to... It looked like busterkuri was doing a backflip, but hit the ground, but kept going. I'm confused. Busterkuri on 2,000 points, that's still very far from the goal. Yeah, I'm not sure we've seen our players look at the tricks page so far at all, but also I guess it doesn't... the specific tricks might not matter too much. Stand in place and do a bunch of tricks is an interesting idea. We haven't seen that yet, but the players have really struggled with anything that's not a grind. I think any of these... There again, busterkuri looks like she fell off the ramp. I'd expect you jump and then you do a trick, like Adresadini here, but also falls, so maybe that's just no good way to do flip tricks. Adresadini looking at the tricks now. Tricks rails, tricks ground. Tricks grabs. I'm not sure we've got... I guess the grab is also something to do in a jump. Yeah, I think we've seen busterkuri do it once. Jumping on the rail and adding a second grind trick that seems effective. So far we really haven't seen a lot of chains at all, a lot of combos. Put them in the same spot here. Adresadini almost getting a rail-to-rail jump. About 3,000 points for busterkuri. That's not gonna be enough by far. There it was again. Busterkuri did a backflip, but really low, and it somehow works out. $4,000 points for busterkuri. I think the highest score we've seen was like 6,000 or something, maybe almost 7. Alright, well, while our players are here, let me look at these apparently very bad review scores. This came out in 2002, which seems super late for a PS1 game. And yeah, the movie score is pretty low. Not the worst game, but definitely in the red. Average review score from magazines, at least as Moby scores. Moby Games is tracking it, it's 27%. X Nation 33%, PlayStation Illustrated 33%, GameShark 30%, Consoles Plus 20%, Maniac 20%. And a user review here says, the good, there's absolutely no redeeming qualities about it. The bad, the graphics are totally unappealing with extremely boxy models, dull environments and poor animations. Adresadini making it up to 9,500. Is doing the jump and trick strategy. Is that a wall ride? No, it's a mute air, it says. I think that's just a jump trick. But Adresadini getting up to 10,000, almost 11,000 points, so looks like he's gonna be able to finish the stage soon. So I think what Adresadini was doing is just the strategy that Internet Dirigible mentioned, just constantly jump and spam tricks. And of course land them. It's funny that even these simple tricks are apparently pretty hard to land. But yeah, if you just constantly do them like this, then it seems it's pretty reasonable, pretty quick to get enough score. I hope it's not just gonna be like this for every stage. Just slowly go forward and jump. busterkuri doing a lot of jumps, also trying some tricks. Hasn't quite gotten the rhythm that Adresadini has found. Adresadini before the tunnel and already on 10,000 points. $12,000, $13,000 for Adresadini, almost there. On the other hand, busterkuri still trying to legitimately play the game, I think. Still trying to use the ramps and the grind rails, but Adresadini has enough score, can finish the stage now. Has stopped doing tricks as well, just goes straight for the finish line now. There's another trick. And Adresadini presumably finishing the first score stage. You qualified! Yippee! We won't be here forever. Now we go on to the race part, so that's gonna be interesting. It's not just tricks. Apparently there are also races involved here. busterkuri now trying to chain the grinds together for more score. I'm not sure there's enough space to really get up to your target score. And Adresadini in the race stage in second place. Were there any other races? I'm not sure, but this is pulling ahead now. Are there items here? It looks like we've got items. Looks like the race isn't free. Adresadini is trading first place with the other racer, with the other skater there. Lots of pylons. There's the finish line. Adresadini is ahead. And Adresadini finishing the race stage as well. Now we'll get to see a new environment. We go on to Moonlight Bay, 16,000 points. The score requirement in the first stage is 14,000. Looks like busterkuri is now also doing more tricks in between. Adresadini starting off right away with the mute air jumps. It's like busterkuri is also constantly doing mute air. I guess that's just the default trick if you press the trick button. busterkuri is still only up to 3,000 points. Adresadini meanwhile with the jump trick strategy on almost 10,000. Needs 16 for this stage. Adresadini on 14,000 points, almost has enough. Tried to go for the rail I think, but missed it. Guess it's not worth it. Nice full moon we've got. Adresadini at the finish line and barely has enough points, nice. Just about gets it in. Yeah, I think our racers might also not have too much fun with this one. One of the other racers joining out of competition already forfeited with the comment, "This ain't it." busterkuri replied, "God, I wish that were me." But Adresadini is making progress. So sooner or later we will get to a finish in this race. busterkuri making good points so far, 7,000. $8,000 points. Might not be enough, but is definitely doing a lot better now. Adresadini in the next race part. It looks like these races are more like obstacle courses, I feel. We're seeing a lot of falls. busterkuri finishing with 11,000. That's already pretty good. Should be able to do it next time, I hope. Adresadini trying to jump these boxes or maybe stacks of hay, I guess. I'm not sure. I didn't quite make it. Fell over anyway. We're not seeing the second place racer anymore. Maybe Adresadini has more of a lead now, even with all the balls. And even though he missed 6 wheel tokens, Adresadini finishing the race stage. Busterkuri now doing a lot of jump tricks. 7,000 points. Still a bit low on the score, I feel. Isn't going as slow as Adresadini. Adresadini was going very slow and constantly jumping. There's the finish line, and Busterkuri is still not at the point target. Adresadini meanwhile in the third stage. Maybe some kind of jungle or park. I missed the stage name and also the score requirement, but I'm gonna guess it's 18,000, probably, if we follow the progression. Busterkuri's target is 14,000, and Adresadini is 18,000. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it makes sense. Probably 2,000 more with every stage. Busterkuri on 10,000 points. Still going pretty fast, so it might be close. Adresadini has 18,000 points, it's just going straight without any tricks now. Busterkuri 13,500, almost there. Busterkuri is still going pretty fast, so there's just not enough time to get all those tricks in, I suppose. And Adresadini qualified. Can move on to the race part of Curbside Park. Looks like it's the usual obstacle course for Adresadini. The other racers aren't much of a threat, it's just all these obstacles that make you fall and then the other guy can overtake you. Busterkuri on 9,000 in a tunnel. I think that's looking good. Still going pretty fast, but should get enough tricks in this time. That's 12,500, 13. Almost there. Yeah, this did come out in 2002, so I think this is very much just a shovelware cash in. Busterkuri has enough points. There's the finish line. Buster finally moving on from the points stage. Let me use one of these popovers here that I rarely get to use. Looks like Adresadini was restarting. I missed what happened, but I did saw he's in second place. Did see. Hey, new music. I wonder if that's just one track for points, for score and one track for race. Or if we're gonna have more unique music. Adresadini getting hung up a lot in these obstacles here. It looks like it's pretty hard to jump them, like I've seen Adresadini jump a lot of these obstacles and still falling over. That seems really difficult to not fall, to avoid the obstacles. Adresadini managing to avoid most of these pylons. Oh, there's the second one already. Second racer is ahead now. I think the other racer, the CPU player, also falls down a few times. Or maybe that's just when you run into him. Not sure, Adresadini can catch up here. The other racer is pretty far ahead. And busterkuri finishing the race part, going on to Moonlight Bay or whatever it's called. Has to get 16,000 points, but knows the cheese now, I think. Adresadini taking several falls here, and the other guy is way ahead. Is the other racer just perfectly jumping over all of these? Busterkuri reaches the end, but only has 14,000 points, needs 16,000. And Adresadini gets overtaken there after a fall. The other racer fell. Adresadini can try to capitalize on that now, but also takes a few falls. It looks like it takes a while to get up to speed, and you can't really get over the obstacles while you're too slow. Adresadini is close behind. Might be overtaking the other guy now. Oh, that's a difficult jump there, and the other guy has a free path now. Is Moonlight Bay just the first level mirrored? Yeah, I think you might be right. It looks a lot like that. There's the tunnel again. One road with a bunch of rails and stuff, and then a tunnel, and then another straight road. At least this park is different. Adresadini in first place, makes it. Finishes the race part of the curbside park. I think that's the name. Busterkuri on 13,600 points, almost enough. And Adresadini moving on to Park and Grind. Which is not the last stage. Check the paste bin. We do have a finisher in the meantime, so much Fabs finishing just now with a time of 29:52. I don't know how many there are in total, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's only one or two more stages after Adresadini's. By the way, this park stage for Adresadini here looks just like the previous one again, but at night. So maybe that's just 3 unique courses. I mean, so far we've only seen 2, I guess. There's gotta be another one after that. busterkuri now finishing with 19,000 points. That's enough for the next stage as well, if she can keep it up. Do they know how to cheese points? Well, both of them have just been doing constant trick jumps in the score stages. Just jump and a simple trick and that repeat that from start to finish. I think the music actually isn't too bad now that we get to hear different songs. The back of the box for this game includes the line, grab a speed boost to increase your velocity. Wow, I'm sure that's the first game where you can do that. Oh wow, we're getting the real score tag here in chat. 1 grind with all 4 types of grinds, I guess? Yeah. This gets you 10,000 points. We haven't seen a lot of grind combos, so players have mostly just done jump tricks. And busterkuri in first place, finishing the race. I wanted to say race seems easier, but Adresadini is coming up on some more difficult race stages now, it seems. But busterkuri gets to move on to the daytime park, website park, 18,000 points score requirement. Okay, I've heard this song before. Yeah, I think our players aren't really bothering with grinds anymore. Oh, there's a grind. And a trick after that, and that's actually pretty good points here, but we don't see a lot of multi-grind combos. busterkuri already up to about 12,000 points, doing good. Needs 18,000. It's going pretty fast still, so I'm worried it might not be enough, but no, we're looking good. 16,000. And there we go, that's enough for busterkuri. Adresadini. We can see the finish line, and there's the other racer, so almost got there fast enough. I'm not sure I've heard this part of the song before. busterkuri has 24,000 points. Has definitely learned the score strats now. But if Buster wants to catch up to Adresadini, she'll have to do better in the races, I think, because the score stages aren't much of a hurdle anymore. Both of our players in a race stage now. So busterkuri is 2 stages behind, pretty much. There's another score stage, and then there's the race stage that Adresadini is on. Adresadini so far staying in first place, but took a fall there, and the opponent is already there. Adresadini managing to stay ahead so far. Busterkuri also taking the lead now. In her race, I mean, not in our race. Adresadini now very, very intentionally tripping up the other racer. Adresadini is behind again. Second place. Where's the opponent? Already all the way there in front. And Adresadini taking a restart. Seems like this race stage is getting pretty difficult. Busterkuri on the other hand did really well on this race, I think. I'm not sure that Adresadini did this well. So Buster might be catching up now. Also has done really well on the last score stage, going way over the score target. So Busterkuri now also on park and grind needs 20,000 points. You see, Busterkuri is doing some more complex tricks now, I think, from the ramps. This 720 spin. Still not getting long combos. Adresadini again falling behind the opponent. It seems really hard here with these so many obstacles, and if you take one fall, then you're gonna run right into the next obstacle as well. Adresadini mostly avoiding the obstacles now, but still quite a bit behind, and there's another fall. Looks like the controls are pretty stiff, aren't helping to avoid these obstacles either. Busterkuri is already on 22,000 points, so could just coast to the goal now. And Busterkuri finishing the score stage is now gonna be on the same stage as Adresadini. We're gonna see if she has as many issues with it as Adresadini had this whole time, or if she can actually turn it around here. Sounds like we're also getting a new song. And we see both of our players falling. Adresadini ahead in his race. There's the big hay ball challenge again. The other opponent there did a very slow jump into a block and didn't fall. That seems a bit unfair. So far Adresadini is managing to stay ahead. Busterkuri also still close to the opponent, is trading first place. Good jump from Buster there. I think that might be the... No, that's not the finish line. Adresadini is behind and not seeing the opponent. Busterkuri is ahead, and I think might be close to the finish line. This racetrack has been going on for a bit. Adresadini restarting. I think that's the finish line right there. Oh, and there's the opponent Buster just about making it into the goal. Getting it first try, I think, or at least very, very quickly. That's a huge lead change here. Looks like busterkuri really figured out how to play, and it's not the last stage yet, seems like. Oh, we've got a Roadrunner type stage now. Just the big open road. Adresadini still close behind. The opponent overtakes him there again and takes a fall. The hitboxes for the obstacles seem pretty strange, pretty unintuitive. Looks like Adresadini is jumping, but then still falling over it very early. Like the hitbox definitely has to be either your hitbox or the obstacle's hitbox has to be bigger than you would expect. Busterkuri at 18,022. That's enough. Right in front of the finish line. Seems like Buster really knows how to play this now. You qualified. Adresadini still on the nighttime park race. Seems really difficult with all these obstacles. So easy to take a fall anywhere. Looks like Buster's race here has a lot fewer obstacles. Okay, maybe there's some more here. Buster's taking a good line through. Hasn't taken any falls so far. Adresadini also ahead in his race. Here's another big set of boxes, and the opponent immediately pulls ahead there. That opponent really isn't taking a lot of falls by himself, or any, I guess. Maybe you really have to make him fall. Adresadini now falling behind. Busterkuri in the meantime finishing another race. Is really getting a big lead now. I'm kinda expecting that we're coming up to the final stage soon. Yeah, there we go. That's the final stage. Just one more point and one more race challenge. And it's the same stage as before, but at night now. Very surprising. Yeah, I think Adresadini's race is probably the worst. It's always very narrow and extremely obstacle filled. Whereas the next one, the Death Valley race, seemed to have more space. Oh, the desert track is clearly Utah. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell, I guess. I can only go by the name. And I think the daytime track was called the Death Valley Heat or something, I'm not sure. Busterkuri has 25,000 points. And there's the finish. Yeah, there is the finish line. I thought she was able to keep going maybe, but okay. Adresadini in second place again. Really struggling with this race stage. There's the opponent. Adresadini avoiding the obstacles pretty well now. Can he still catch up? The opponent is still in sight. But it seems difficult to actually catch up to him if he doesn't fall. Busterkuri on the final race, the final stage. Adresadini is still staying inside of... Oh, there's gotta be the finish line if it suddenly ends. Yeah, Adresadini is still stuck in this race here. So he is 3 stages behind, basically. There's the daytime desert track with score, with race, then nighttime score. And then the race that Busterkuri is on. And Buster is in first place. Oh, that's a lot of boxes here. That's gotta be pretty hard to go through there without taking a fall. But so far Busterkuri managing to stay ahead. And that's the finish line. There's the dot down from Busterkuri. A big turnaround. $47.32 and Adresadini saying thank you and immediately forfeiting. I guess it's not too surprising. Let's see if our racers will join us to bitterly complain about the game. I'm not sure if Adresadini is gonna join us, he already left the race room. He did see my question whether he wants to join though.
Hello.
Hello. We've got Busterkuri, the winner. How did you enjoy the race?
It was, you know, when Mystery Tourney was being advertised in Kuso, there was something about the games are gonna be better. This was a Kuso game.
Yeah, Chet agrees, and I think I'd agree. But I think we usually say we're not focused on bad games.
Yeah. Yeah, like I still expect like a bad game. I just wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, this seems to have done pretty badly in review scores as well.
I'm not shocked. Like, I think my biggest hurdle was really just getting past that first level, and then once I figured out the trick, every other level is just keep spamming mute air any chance I get.
Yeah, for the score stages, it seemed like once you figured out how they work, they were pretty much free. But the race stages were a big difference and a big challenge, I think. Maybe for both of you, but you did a lot better. So Adresadini got stuck in the nighttime park race for quite a while.
Oh.
He was ahead of you for several stages, and then kind of got stuck there, and you caught up and did really well on the races.
Yeah, I didn't have as much trouble as the races. I think that's because all I had to do was laser focus on jumping. Like, don't hit obstacles, and if it comes down to it, hit the other racer, because at least that'll take both of you out.
Yeah, it seemed the controls and I guess the hitboxes as well weren't that conducive to getting through. Like Adresadini often taking force, even though it looked like he was jumping over obstacles.
Yeah, I think that's understandable. Those hitboxes are not great. And, like, the biggest hurdle I had was just figuring out how to even do tricks reliably. Because if you play it like Tony Hawk, where you just hit the trick button in midair, that's not gonna do nothing. You have to, like, let go of the D-pad and then hit the D-pad and the trick button. You can't just go right from jump into trick if you're holding the D-pad.
Yeah, it's interesting. Both of you definitely took quite a while in the beginning to get started and get high enough scores.
Yeah, there was a while where I was like, I'm never gonna make it past this first stage. And then I started to figure out what I could actually... Like, the reason... I just found mute air was easy to spam, and I'm like, okay, I'll just keep doing this, and then anytime I get a ramp, try and do one of the more advanced tricks.
Yeah, but both of you used the same tricks, I guess. It's just like the default, the mute air.
Yeah, that's just like square and left, it's easy.
Yeah, I figured. Well, congrats, you had a big turnaround this race and did pretty well in the end.
Thanks, I feel pretty lucky on that one. That seemed... I did not think I was gonna win that.
Alright, let's see if we can find your next opponent is, if that's already set. Oh no, next race is still open.
Oh,
It's
good.
Gonna be either Yatogami or Chosen Last.
I get a bit of relaxation time.
Well, yeah, thanks for joining.
Thank you for the race. I'll see you later.
Yep, see ya. Okay, let's have a quick look at the schedule. I think there's a race in like 40 minutes. Maybe we can squeeze a vodcast in. We've had a few more unstreamed races.